This is episode 18 of the Out of the Minds podcast. I'm Sean Oakley.
And I'm Sam Cooper.
And this evening we've got a review of a Balance of the Force 2 game.
Yes, an interesting one.
Yes, one I've just finished playing myself against Mr. Richard Polly from the Sith Takers, who I believe we have already reviewed on stream playing you, Sam.
Yes. Droid Swarm versus... I can't remember what it was versus.
Resistance, I believe. Poe Gang?
It sounds about right.
So this time we also have Resistance, but I'm playing it, and I'm up against some Republic. For those that don't know, before we run through lists, these are from our tournament Balance of the Force, and there are some list building challenges because the list will seem quite interesting choices, and it's basically all about leveling out initiatives. So for every 5 and 6 you take, you've got to take a 1 or 2. 3 and 4's a fair game, but you can't have more than 2 of the same initiative, and you also can't have more than 3 of a single chassis. So, trying to get some interesting new lists, just like a bit fun, different to play. So my list, I had brought Rey in the Falcon for Resistance. Kind of a standard fat Rey build: Rose, Corsella, Finn, the title, and then Contraband Cybernetics. And to balance out that I-5, I bought Merle in the RZ2, who's an I-1 with Intimidation. For those that don't know, Merle's ability is when a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 performs an attack, if Merle is in the defender's bullseye, the defender rolls 1 less dice.
And that combos really nicely with Intimidation.
Yes, and he has Intimidation on him. Intimidation comes up once and does not matter. Merle's ability comes into play, though. And it's a great counter. It's a great counter against CLT Jedi, because CLT want you to be, or Merle to be, in their bullseye, but then if anyone else is shooting them, they're losing dice. And to flesh out the middle, I brought Chewbacca in the Falcon with C-3PO and hull upgrade.
Falcon,
2 Falcons and an RZ. Do you want to run through?
Seems good. Yeah. So, I do like on the stream you've got Sam as the opponent.
Yes. Okay. Ignore the fact it says Sam. I just didn't change that on the overlay.
Yeah. So our opponent is running Republic with Plo Koon at I-5, Rick, he has CLT, Rick O'Lee at I-5 with Daredevil in R4P, Astromech, a 212th Battalion LART with 7 Fleet Gunner, so rocking out the big chunky hits, and then a 104th Battalion in the ARC, so 2 5s, 2 2s, easy peasy.
Yes. Okay, so rock placement. Rich placed. So I was first player because Rich outbid me by a point. Rich placed, I want to say, the bacon in the almost center of the board. I placed the gas cloud in the top right. Yeah. I then believe Rich placed the debris in the bottom left. I then placed the top central gas cloud. Hang on. No, sorry. I've gone the wrong way around. I placed the one top right, Rich placed the bacon. Then I placed the gas cloud at the top centre, Rich placed the debris in the bottom left. I then placed the bottom central debris. Rich had the last debris, and he's like, well, you clearly want it down near the other debris so Rey can do Rey things with Corsella, and stuck it up the left out of the way. But I was not too unhappy with the placement. There's a nice big open area. There's also like some nice lanes that the large bases can go through those obstacles.
Yeah, but I feel like Rich likes this too. Like, he has 2 medium bases. The debris is clustered in one area, and if the fight happens away from the debris, then everyone's equal on terrain, like on the terrain
Spoiler, it
scale.
does.
Oh, really? Interesting. I feel like it wouldn't.
So, setup. I've set up Merle on the right hand side next to Chewie and Ray on the left. Gives me options because obviously I set up Merle before anyone else, and then Chewie after the Lat and the Arc, which Rich has put in the middle of the board, and then all the rest of my list. So I've got a guess where he's putting Plo and Rick. So I was like, we'll put Chewie and Merle down there because they have an option to turn left if they want, and Ray can flank or turn in. And Rich ended up putting his 2 I5s either end of the board, 45 degrees in the corner.
I mean, that makes sense to me. It means Rich can play a bit of a waiting game. Like, if it looks like you're going for one of them, the other can flank.
Yeah.
And I think both the I5s here, like, they aren't... I'll say this. They aren't the cream of the crop I5s in Republic, but they're still good flankers.
I mean, Plo's still a stress-free double reposition at I5.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has access to the Ploton torpedo.
Yes. That gets fired. Right. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
So, let's click on that. What speed are we at? We are apparently fast. Let's slow it down a fraction. No, let's not. Let's speed it up because we weren't near the start like I thought we were. So, Rich and I
Probably having a chat.
knobbing, setting dials.
Looks like dials are getting set.
Yeah. Okay, so
Merle just moved. So yeah, Merle moved and didn't.
We'll move all of them and then
talk
about it because it's going to be easier than pausing and starting and pausing and starting. Okay, so Merle did a 1 hard and bumped, which is fine because it was so tight. It's still 90 degrees. Rich then brought the lat forward slowly and tucked. The arc forward and tucked the lat in behind. Chewie did a 2 hard to the left. Basically heading towards Ray and boosted for a stress. And Ray did a 3 forward, sort of basically just to get her past that corner debris, give her options to turn in if she needs it. I didn't think Rick was going to gun at me, so there was no point sort of 4 straight boosting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, but I decided the way that Richard set up in the end, that I didn't feel like I had a chance to jump on something unexpected. And so if I can't jump on something, I kind of want my list together.
Yeah, I think because you've got the Falcons alone. You've got, I say you've got the Falcon turret arc. Like Merle has a turret arc, but I don't know how relevant Merle's turret arc will be. Like, I feel like if your 2 Falcons are together, you can generally outshoot most of the things coming your way because.
I mean, my hope was to get the 2 Falcons getting good shots into either the lat or the arc, because I can burn through one of them if I get really lucky in 1 engagement, certainly in 2. And, okay, the I5s can dance around me, but Rick needs to go fast if he wants to get his extra dice, and Plo needs the bullseye, so it kind of limits options.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, Rich's 2 big hitters, they're like situational big hitters, like whereas Ray is an automatic big hitter.
Yeah.
And Chewie's average. I feel like Chewie's just he's just an average 3 dice guy.
So after I'd done that, Plo just, I think, 2 forwards, completely non-committal, can barrel roll. Rick did a 3 hard and then barrel roll to the board edge. Plo barrel rolls and boosts just to give him more options. So, sort of standard, working out where people are going. Okay, here we go.
Merle takes the joust.
Well,
and hello, Arc.
Well, this is it. The way that Rich was, the way Rich was moving, I didn't think that they were going to go after Merle. So I was comfortable turning Merle in just to present a threat. It's the bullseye. And then you've got the 2 Falcons that basically move together. Chewie stuck himself right in front of a gas cloud, which kind of means you know what I'm doing on the next turn. But what it has done is it's given him a range 2 just unobstructed shot into the arc.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from this angle, but I guess if it was obstructed, I feel like the arc's feeling kind of fine at this
Yeah,
point.
no, it's unobstructed.
I forget how Seventh Fleet Gunner works. Is it you have to be in the Ark's turret arc, right? Or does the ship that is getting the bonus have to be in the arc?
Hang on.
Because
Don't know.
I can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't know if Plo's very sad or not.
I mean, Plo's not overly happy because his only bullseye shot is the ray through a gas cloud.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got range 1 into Chewie with a 7th Fleet Gunner, like you still take a 4.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I just want to know is Plo like I'm trying to guess if Plo's sad or not. I guess we'll find out.
While another friendly ship performs a primary attack, if the defender is in your firing arc, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, the attacker rolls.
I can't tell if the Lart actually has arc on Chewie or Ray.
He does.
Not Ray, but
he does have arc on Chewie.
Okay.
But what it has meant is like, if you saw when Plo moved, he landed smack in Merle's bullseye, which did force him to boost out.
I mean, I'm not uncertain he wouldn't have boosted out anyway.
Well, no, all right, maybe not, but it's certainly something to take into consideration.
Yeah, because, and like where you were sitting, you'd only be taking Merle's shot anyway, right?
Yeah, but what he had was an option to barrel roll to get bullseye on Chewie, I think, because he was talking through it as he was doing it, but that would have left him in the bullseye, which is why he chose the boost first.
The barrel roll boost.
Wow. But anyway, we're going to get some shooting. So Ray shoots first into the arc for 4 hits.
Yep, standard Ray.
Strips the shield. Rick does
nothing,
and then Ray spends for a lock. Here comes the 4 dice into Chewie, which turns into 3 hits and a crit.
Yep, I like that.
Chewie rolls an evade, rolls an eyeball, Spencer calculates, so takes the 3 shields. I go into the arc, who I roll 2. The arc takes 1, because my god, that arc was an agility little. The lats. No, hang on.
This must be the arc, right?
Yeah, the arc rolls into Chewie. For 1 crit, 1 evade, and then Merle did
looks
nothing.
Like not much else happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I'm in Richard's position, I am immediately 7th Fleet. Like, take the disarm, 7th Fleet Gunner. Like the Lart's shot is irrelevant. You want the big dice, whether it's Rick or Plo throwing out the big dice. It doesn't really matter.
Right, I'm going to slow it down to ×4. Okay. So when we get there, I'm pretty sure that I 3 straight with Merle. Clear the stress. Focus boost to the left. Because I want to swing the arc round. I'm pretty confident the arc is turning to try and block Ray. And but I also want to try and get the block on the lat. Plo, I'm pretty confident it's just 1 harding to the right. And I've not hit pop thingy again, that's why it's not moving. But we will get there. My goal this turn was basically... I didn't mind if I bumped into the arc, because the likelihood is I get a shot on Rick. Because if the arc goes where it's going to bump Rick's either going to have to go slow, or the likelihood isn't going to clear, so Ray will get a shot, and she already has the lock.
Yeah, see, it's interesting because when I look at this board state as the Resistance player, my immediate thought is all 3 of my ships can kill can jump on the lot.
Yeah, but if I take Rick and I take Plo when the opportunity arises, and I think there's an opportunity to get on Rick, then I kind of want to take that because it removes one of the ships that's moving after me.
I mean, I
And
guess. I just
and it
like
take
I guess
but
it's a different of priority because I don't see Rick as a threat
see,
on the
I
list.
do with the fact that the Seventh Fleet Gunner from can add to it. The Lat rerolls can add to it. The Lat can't do any of its stuff to itself.
Yeah, but that's why that's why my response is I see you can get all your guns at the Lart and quite possibly even with a Merle pilot ability or intimidation. I think I think your ships can burn it through.
Well, you will see. So I do the 3 straight focus boost.
Yep.
The arc does turn in, get the bump. Chewie does a 1 bank, goes over the cloud, which is fine because I was basically Plo's either turning in and knowing the dial, the only thing that's really going to clear that is a 3 bank, or he's turning away, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It takes a strain. Do get the block on Ray. Now you're like this. Rick actually does a 3 bank and beautifully skips past the gas cloud and the arc. But unfortunately, Chewie kind of blocks the boost.
I mean, I think you evade focus here.
So yeah, so Ray's like quite happy because she's range 1 and not getting shot at by Rick. And I believe Rich does evade focus. And then Plo turns in and bumps. So I do the effectively 5 dice and turn it into 3 hits and 2 crits.
All right, so mathematically, Rick should take 3 from this.
Yeah, Rick rolls 1 evade, 1 blank, spends the evade, so takes 2 shields and a crit.
Yep.
And the crit is a damage sensor array.
All right, that's annoying, but not the end of the world.
So Rick is now range 1ing into Chewie.
Aye.
Spends the lat rerolls and the focus for 4 hits. Chewie blanks
nice,
out.
That's nice.
Right.
So
Chewie's. I'm not updating the overlay, but
yeah,
Chewie's down to.
Plo shoots Ray.
Yeah. For 3.
That.
No, that's.
Yeah, it has to be Plo shooting Ray because we're in the.
Oh yeah, it wasn't obstructed. It just.
It wasn't obstructed, but in the bullseye.
Yeah. So yeah, Ray takes 2, but that's fine. They're both on the shields. Chewie takes a range 2, admittedly unmodified, into the intimidated arc with no defense. Rolls 1, goes on the shields.
Yep.
We realised that I'd rolled too many defense dice on Chewie because he was strained, but it had been a blank anyway, so we were like, well, we won't worry about re-rolling that because basically I didn't get an evade. So that's fine.
I mean, it was a simple fix, right? Because he would have had 0 evade, so you just
exactly.
If you did roll an evade, you just say, okay, cool, take it back.
So this is the
7th Fleet Gunnered arc.
Yeah, 7th Fleet Gunner arc out the rear into Chewie.
Yeah.
Who does 4. So Chewie takes another 3, and I believe it's on 1.
Yeah.
And Merle has
shoots Rick and kills Rick.
Yes.
No.
Rick's down to 1. But it's plinking off, and it's.
Actually, I've just read Rick has Daredevil. I'm pretty sure Rick could have boosted if he wanted to. I'm not sure what he would have gained.
Oh yeah, I forgot Rick had Daredevil, but yeah. But what does that get you? You don't get a shot. You're still getting shot at by Ray.
Boosted into Ray. I reckon you could fit the 1 hard to the right.
If I remember rightly, it's close. Obviously, I can't zoom around in this, but it is close.
Like I reckon you could have got the 1 hard. But I think what they did is fine. Like just focus on killing Chewbacca, especially when Chewbacca. If Chewbacca had died this round, his only shot is into your Lart, which is like basically full health.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So this would have
definitely.
been actually no, you could have rotated. Never mind.
So next turn, I'm looking at this thinking, Rick's either got to bug out or turn left and try and catch either Merle or Chewie. Because if he turns right, he's just going to be in the rear arc of the two Falcons, probably not shooting at anyone. So it's like, I want to plonk Merle right in that gap between the Lat and Rick and the Falcon.
Yeah, I reckon 2 bank, and then you can work out from there where you want to go.
Like,
Rotate the turret to the bum.
yeah. Plo's basically got the same issue he had the last turn because he hasn't moved. The gas cloud's right in front of him. A 1 hard will fit, but that gives him 2 options of not gas clouding. So yeah. Let's shoot to it. Speed up. Set some dials. Oh, I think we're about to get going. Yeah, so I didn't 2 bank, I 2 harded. And focused and rotated. The Lat turns away. Sorry, the Lat goes forward, the Arc turns away. Chewie.
No system phase. Get a thingy back. Interesting.
Nope, didn't 7 fleet gun it. Chewie decided to 2 bank, which didn't clear.
Right,
So,
and then Ray bumps into the arc. It looks like.
but I was all right with that. I'd done I think a 1 bank or a 2 bank, thinking that if I bump into the arc, it's fine because it's not shooting me. I've still got my turret out the rear, which is likely to give me a shot. So, and then I've got options on the next turn for doing stuff, basically.
I guess the question is did Rich think Chewie would move?
Well, we're about to find out. So, Plo did another 1 hard, so I'm guessing thought Chewie would move. Oh no, I tell a lie. Chewie didn't do a 1 bank. What Chewie did was a 3 hard here.
Right, okay.
Because I wanted to turn to the right and present my rear arc, and it's where the Lat's gone.
That would have bumped into the Lat.
Yeah, which then bumps into Merle.
Yeah.
Which leaves me where it was. Because the 3 hard would have cleared Merle. I was thinking, honestly, the Lat was probably going to stop at that point. Or maybe do a 1 forward. But it just, I think it did a 3 forward and came right forward. So he moves, Plo,
so Rick
which bumps and Rick's
is dead.
But Rick bumps into Chewie.
Right.
So has a range 1 shot at Merle right in front of him.
Okay, so he'll get to shoot with mods, which is quite interesting. But I feel like Rick is dead this round. So
I range 1 out the rear into Rick with Ray.
Yeah. Bumped into Chewie in Merle's bullseye. I can't. There's no way for me to see. But
no, because Merle's facing basically the opposite direction of the Falcon.
Oh yeah, no, I see the little arrow. Yeah.
But it's 4 on 2, and I rolled hit,
crit.
And he's got 1 left. So
game over, man. Game over.
Rolls 2 evades, but takes a structural damage.
Okay, that's fine. So
Plo shoots at Ray. Does another hit crit, and it's a blinded pilot. But I spend the blank to acquire a lock on Plo, because why not? This is Rick's range 1 into Merle.
Yeah, here we go.
7 fleet gunner. Lat rerolls.
Lat rerolls, so 3 hits.
Takes the 2 shields.
Okay. That's... Actually, no, I think this is an okay trade for Rick so far.
Chewie...
Okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay.
Chewie has no shot.
But hopefully gets a shot when the Lark kills him.
So the Lark kills him, and Chewie takes a weapons failure, which does become relevant in a second.
Yeah.
Which kills Chewie. Chewie then rotates as his bonus action, and then throws 4 dice, range 1, into the lat, completely forgetting about the weapons failure that I literally just took.
Yeah, you even put it on the overlay.
What? Yeah,
You
I know.
even put it on the
I know.
overlay.
Rich and I were talking about it. I said to him, I said, "Oh, of course it's a weapons failure." He's like, "Yeah, weapons failure there, or a panic pilot, I would have been happy with." And then we both watched while I rolled 4 dice. But it rolled hit, eyeball, blank, and the lat rolls a blank. So the lat took 2.
Shield and a hull.
Ignore the overlay. I clearly forget to update the lat's overlay. So technically a mistake and a cheat. But as you'll see for the game, not hugely relevant, or at least I don't think it is. But at this point, Ray's down to 7. She lost a shield, so any crits are going straight through. Chewie's dead. And Mel's on 2 with no shields. And I'm 49 to 86 behind. And Rich has still got a 5-hold lat. A 5-hold arc. The Lats has actually got 7 hull
at this point.
Yeah. And Plo's still full. So I'm like, I was kind of feeling a little on the ropes at this point.
Yeah, no, I think I would argue that right in this situation you are, because the only upside you have, I think, is that the arc is very split off from the rest of the group, and Plo hasn't moved in several turns.
Yeah.
So he's still in the, well, I guess I'm one harding. And Merle is right there. Although I guess Merle likely can't block Plo, but can move so he gets a shot.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I 2-hard Merle right on the next turn. Which points his rear arc out at him. But yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm only 37 points behind, but Ray's 2 off half.
Yeah. Needs to fix that weapons, the blinded pilot, though.
Needs to fix the blinded pilot. I do fix the blinded pilot on the next turn. But I have to, yeah, right, so I've got a mistake coming up now. Definite mistake coming up now.
Like, as I'm looking at it, I guess in my head, Ray just keeps trying to finish off the arc.
So the lat takes another disarm.
Okay, that seems
gets some
fair.
fleet gunner back. Mel does a 2-hard round and focuses. Lat sweeps around and takes a lock.
Why not? May as well.
Right, so Ray did a 3-hard away from the arc.
Okay, yeah, no, I can see this.
The reason I turned away is because I was pretty sure where the arc could block pretty much any move to the right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I really wanted to fix that blinded pilot. So the reason that's why I turned away. The mistake I made, I think, was doing the 3-hard. Because that's how close it put me to the board edge. For people listening, 1.5
base and a half.
Base and a half, and I was looking at that going, I'm not sure Ray turns around that.
Oh, and that's Ray bases, by the way, not like small bases. That's like a base and a half large bases away from the edge.
Oh, I don't know. The top one is about a base and a half small base. 2 bases maybe.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I'm on an angle as well because I've bumped, so I'm not like 45 degrees. I'm like 20-ish degrees.
Like not even that. Like it looks like a 10. That looks like 10.
I was looking at that going, I'm really concerned that I am going to
fly off the edge
and lose 97 points.
I feel like I don't think they have a 1-hard. I feel like you just have to 2-hard here, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to 2-hard next turn.
What I think I should have done was 2-harded instead of 3. I 3-harded because I wanted to go round the debris field, so I could clear, so I could fix the blinded pilot. But I think if I 2-harded, I could, even if I'd clipped the debris, it's a 1 in 8 chance of taking a crit. I can still, if needs be, boost off the debris field because of the title. I know I can clear all the stress with Corsair on the next turn and repair the blinded pilot. I'd be heading more back towards Plo, depending on where Plo goes. But if he turns up, I'm just heading towards the lat, which is fine. I'm happy. So, yeah,
I mean, also, I would argue that this would not have been a bad spot to use contraband. Like, go over the debris, make sure you fix the blinded pilot, because you still have that lock onto Plo. Okay, yeah, you're
yeah.
probably not shooting this round, but you never know. Spend contraband, fix the blinded pilot, get it out of the way. Like, it'll be extremely sad if you roll a crit and take another blinded pilot, but
That's a good point. It didn't even occur to me to flip contraband for going through a debris.
like
And of
I
course,
know Ray normally ignores it. I think that might
no,
be
I just mean when I think about contraband, I think about when you want to do a turnaround or a red move.
yeah,
It didn't occur to me that it would work on the, going through the debris
yeah.
because it's just the stress, isn't it? And that's a definite mistake. They're not even considering
Like
the
I'm
options.
trying to work out where you end up. I'm not sure it's like because spoiler alert, because I know how this I know the end of the game. Like so Ray obviously doesn't fly off the board unless you're telling me you win the game with Merle on his own.
All right, spoilers. The two hard fits next turn.
Okay. So like
But boy, was it seat in my pants when I pressed the move button.
yeah, because I was just thinking like if the fact that the two hard fits makes the three hard fine.
Yeah, but
And like to me that's like okay, this is something we can learn. Like when you were where you were, like I would say almost at like the 3-3 position in from the corner. You can 3 hard, 2 hard with Ray and
yeah.
get out.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a. But I don't think the mistake. Like, if I'd played large bases a lot more and knew that would fit, that's fine. But I haven't played a lot of large bases
Yeah.
because I played a lot of Republic and they don't have any. I'd argue the mistake is doing it in this game, where if I'd lost Ray,
Yeah, that's true.
it's a 2-hold Merle. But let's carry on. Plo does a 1 hard, finally moves. Rich spent a while debating what to do here, but in the end just boosts away as his main action. I shoot the range 2 into the arc for a crit. Spend a force for hit.
This looks like this is going. Okay, hold on.
Sorry,
you moved the lock, and I was like, hang on.
I was debating spending the blank for the lock, and then as I picked it up and moved it around, I realised that all I can reroll is the focus, so I might as well keep the lock on Ray and just spend on Plo, and just spend the force.
Yeah,
it gets me the same result.
That makes
So
sense.
I roll hit crit and the arc blanks. So it's down to 2.
Must be a direct hit there.
Yeah, crit was
5.
Crit was a direct hit, and then the Lart does nothing back. And Mel has a shot into the lat that the lat just shrugs off.
The Lart rolling 2 greens. Good lord. You don't often see that happening at range 2.
So yeah, at this point, I'm like, well, we know what Ray's doing because it's the only option I've got that might even stay on the board. And then it's like, what do I do with Merle? So I turned Merle around, boosted, rotated, just to get his front arc forwards. Because my thinking there was if the lat comes forward and rotates its arc, it doesn't have any mods. And if it comes forward, it's likely in my bullseye.
Yeah. I'm really hoping Rich turned it into the gas cloud and tried to regroup his ships.
Rich, in fact, did a stop.
Okay, that's functionally the same thing.
Ray's 2 hard did fit, and then I started going.
Boost.
I wasn't sure the boost would fit, but it was one of those. If it fails, I'm just getting a stress, which Ray doesn't care about because she'll just clear them all with a blue. And if it fails, I'm not getting shot at.
Yeah.
If it succeeds, I get a shot, and I'm still not getting shot at. So just a go for. It does. So yeah, Plo does a sloop. Nice turnaround. Plo has no shot. Ray has a 3 obstructed. We check bullseye because it was close, but no. Ray does 3. Poor Rich, range 3, through a gas
Gas
cloud,
cloud and rolls 3 focuses.
3 eyeballs, man. It's like,
Jesus.
oh,
Okay, so that puts the Lart down to 4.
yes. Obviously, technically should be 5, but yeah. Yeah, puts it
Yeah.
down to 4.
Well, I was trying to work out, like, we can work out if it would have made a difference. So,
So
like, if we assume the Chewie shot should have done 1 less damage.
yeah, that would leave it on
Um,
5, which is still half points.
Yeah.
So
So,
so regardless of the extra damage from the Chewie shot, it would still be halved, which I kind of think is the important bit.
yeah. I mean, we'll find out if the Lart dies by 1 hull, then it mattered, and you're a dirty, dirty cheater.
I mean, when you see the end game, you'll realise that it doesn't matter if it died by 1 hull, but
Okay.
right. So
Here's where I see. This is where I
Right.
really wanted Rich to do the 2 hard with the Lart up into the gas cloud, because yes, you still would have taken the ray shot. Okay, fine. You didn't block any of the damage anyway, but like you're not stressed, and you can move away whilst your other ships come in, and you can still support them with your ray gun.
yeah.
Because where you are right now, like in my head, the Lart's already dead.
No, it's not.
Really interesting.
Shall I spoilers, Sam?
Go for it.
This game ends up Ray versus the Lart.
Seriously? How?
Yeah.
In this position? Like in my head, the Lart like should be dead.
All right, keep watching. So I thought the Lart was going to be dead as well. No, I chucked Merlin to have a look at the Lart, but this is where I pop contraband
Okay.
because I'm stressed, and and again I think this is a mistake. I turn Ray in because I was hoping to catch Plo or the Ark unaware, because I didn't think Rich would think I'd turn in at that point. And I think I'd do a 2 hard to the left.
I feel that's going to swing you way too far.
It does swing me way too far. This is another example of me not flying enough large bases.
Yeah, like speaking from my infiltrator experience, I reckon a 1 bank would have done you quite nicely here.
I just worried that the 1 bank would have clipped that gas cloud in front.
No, it turns way more than you think it does.
And yeah, well,
It
there
really,
we go.
Like coming from experience of flying infiltrators, the front of your large base turns way more than you think it does.
I kind of think probably a 2 bank would have been, if I wasn't sure the 1.
I think that would have been a little bit close. I think a 1 bank is what you want there.
But yeah, see, I looked at the 1 bank. 1 bank would have been my ideal move because it covers much better area. But I genuinely thought it would clip the gas cloud, and I wanted the mods because I wanted the action because I wasn't going to burn contraband and clip a gas cloud.
Yeah.
But anyway, let us continue.
Merle does Merle things.
Yeah, Merle turns in and takes a focus. The Ark turns down. I do get the bump onto. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, swings me way too far around because Plo can get out of Ark easy peasy.
Yeah, and you're in the arc of the Lart, which means depending on what Plo's done, we could see the Ploton torpedo.
Yeah. But I do have a shot at the Ark.
Yeah, and that's something. The Ark's on 2 hull, so it could quite easily die.
So I move the lock because it's front Ark. It lets Ray basically do the whole 4 dice. So Plo turns in. Plo boosted.
I'm
because
not sure he has bullseye.
he does have bullseye.
Really? The angle is so hard to tell.
But what he also is range 1 front arc of Ray.
Ray, yeah.
It still clips the back, and we were looking at this and saying, what do you do? Because you've got range 1 and it's bullseye, so you could do the Ploton torpedo, but you're taking a range 1 Ray back because at that, regardless of the fact I've got the lock on.
You'll go for Plo here.
I'll go for Plo because even if I spend 1 result to move the lock, it's the same dice. So in the end, I think Rich barrel rolls to take the shot onto Merle instead, and there he goes.
I would have I'm going to criticize a person who's much better at X-Wing than I am. I would have preferred if he had barrel rolled and then boosted to get the shot into Ray. If you did the 2 bank, barrel rolled and then boosted, I think you still line up the range 1 plodes on torpedo. Less mods, but you still got 2 rerolls and a force at this
Yeah.
point. At least I assume Plo has 2 force at this point.
I'm not sure. Maybe one.
No, he must have 1 after the end of this turn because he would have had 1 before he did the 2 sloop, and at the end of the 2 sloop gained a force. So at the start of this turn,
Yeah,
he
that's
must
true.
have had 2.
Yeah.
2 bank. If he barrel boosted, I reckon he gets range 1 bullseye of Ray with 2 rerolls and a force and not taking a shot back.
Yeah.
But hey, I have the power of hindsight and not being in the middle of the game as it's happening. So
Well, that's true.
Mwahaha!
So Ray takes a range 3 obstructed shot at the arc.
No doubt kills it.
I don't think I do actually. For 4 hits, and he spends a focus on a gas cloud for 3 evades.
Takes 1.
Takes 1. So still on 1.
Nice,
Plo shoots.
has a bullseye.
Plo shoots Merle. With 7 fleet gunner. And ends up with 3. And Merle rolls 2 evades. So takes 1 damage and is on 1. And then the Lart takes the range 3 shot back at Ray. The hit crit.
Ray, hit crit. Ray triple evade.
Ray natties out. Adds the fin blank and spends it to get the lock, because why not? The Merle shoots at Plo.
No Lart shot?
Yeah. So it's funny because we said, oh, like it's Merle next, right? Yeah, Merle, fine. And then we're like starting to pack away, like, and you'll see it in a minute. We're like, oh, hang on, the Lart needs a shot. So we just go back and Lart shot it.
The lock. The lock from downtown. 1 damage.
And Ray takes damage to take it to 6. So now still quite half. And at this point, I'm up on points now. I've clawed it back from 40 whatever to 99.86. Getting half on the lat and the arc.
So you've popped contraband at this point.
I've popped contraband. I've only got 1 stress.
So you 3 sloop.
A 3 sleep.
Yeah.
Because a 3 sleep, and then if I'm left in a bad shape in the arc, I've got the option to boost back in.
Yeah.
Merle jumps over the lat with a 3 bank, lands next to Plo. Obviously, I know Plo's moving, so I focus boost behind him, just trying to catch the arc, I suppose.
Yeah.
The arc.
Yes, I knew it. Yes, I was desperately hoping he did this because you still get a shot and you likely block the 3 sloop.
Yeah, great play. Doesn't take a strain.
The only thing I don't know is Plo's 1 hard. Does that clear? Because that's important.
So Ray. Yeah, bumps.
And bumps.
Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
That's not what I would have called.
Plo does a 5k. And that was interesting. And Rich afterwards says what he should have done was a 5 straight. And would have allowed him to barrel roll boost if he needs it. But Ray goes range 3 into Plo. But check the bullseye. Merle's in the bullseye, so that range 3 bonus is gone. So it's 3 on 3. Spends a force 4 hit crit. And Rich rolls 1 evade. 2 blanks.
So hit crit.
Hit crit, so shield crit. And I'll give you 3 guesses what the crit was.
Direct hit.
Course,
so 11 1 half.
Of course was it a direct hit. So Plo suddenly down to 1. And I will fully admit that was a bad bout of variance there. Plo should have maybe taken 2. Well, no, taken 2 against Ray, but
I don't know.
Maybe taken 1.
I feel like on average you take 1 there because the average from those dice would be blank focus evade and you have
exactly.
The force.
And as Rich said, it wasn't even the dice that screwed him. It was the fact it was a crit, and then of course the card is a direct hit. So that's just added another 25 points to the total.
Yeah. So now looking at this, I'm really curious. I really want to know if Plo's 1 hard in front of that gas cloud would have fit, because if it did, that would.
I think it would have.
Interesting turn.
So
Lart does presumably very little, and then the
that
Arc.
was Plo,
Oh,
which
that was Plo.
which
Okay.
does nothing. And I spend to move the lock to Plo because I'd rather have it there. Lart shoots out the back, obstructed into Merle.
Yeah, the Arc does not a whole
Gas
lot.
Gas Cloud
Gas
saves me,
Cloud.
and the Lat shoots at Ray, who spends a force. And Merle shoots at the
Obviously kills it.
shoots at the Arc, crit out of hand, 2 dice, and of course it's blank blank, so 1 evade.
Yeah, now it's slipping
Gas
away.
Cloud, and that's the Art dead. So now it's Plo on 1 and the Lat on 4 against a 6-hull Ray and a 1-hull.
So now
Merle.
I can see how it comes down to the Lart versus Ray.
I mean,
Because I reckon Ray will kill Plo. Plo will out of hand kill Merle, and then you'll just be having a Lart versus Ray in the end game.
so
And that doesn't go well for the Lart.
yeah. So we talked about this, and that was definitely a defining moment in the game. Mel turns away, just takes a focus. The Lat swings round. Ray, I think 3 hards here. Decided not to clear the stress. Oh, does a reinforce. Yeah. Does a 3 hard. Because I just wanted to get some distance, and I knew I had space to then do blue maneuvers on the next turn.
Yeah.
And I didn't think there was a way Plo could get in for a really nice shot. Because I think the fastest blue is a 3 straight. So
we'll see what Plo does in a second. And you rotate the turrets.
Yeah, red, because why not? Just puts it down there. Right, Plo banks, goes for a lock, takes a lock. So I have a range 3 onto the Lat, and roll 2 hits and an eyeball for 3, and the Lat takes 2 more. 1 more, sorry, because it had a reinforce.
Yeah. So
this
Lat
is
does nothing to Merle.
Yep.
Or is it? No, it must be Ray. Must be Ray you shot at there.
And Merle shoots back and does nothing. So it's just plinking, plinking, plinking through.
And at this point, like any turn Plo isn't shooting is a bad turn for Rich, I think,
Yeah.
because the Lat just won't do anything. Especially now, I don't actually like where the Lat is, because I don't think a 1 straight. Oh, 7th Fleet. Okay,
So
brave.
Well, the thing about 7th Fleet is it just lets me ignore the Lat.
Yeah, that's what I was
Basically.
thinking. Brave.
Mel, basically, I didn't think I'd block Plo by turning in boost barrel roll and boosting, but again, it's if he's done a 1 hard, he's going to be forced to barrel roll. It's going to either use a force or an action or.
Did he have to barrel roll though? Actually, I don't think he's in range of Ray.
Okay, so Ray does a 1 straight, clears all the stress, and takes a focus.
Yeah.
Plo does a 1 hard, does not bump, despite the fact that the nubs are in between each other.
I don't. Ooh, maybe that is in range of Ray.
And so Rich was looking at this going, I don't think Rich thought it was in range of Ray, and he's looking at it going, I mean, I could barrel roll out. He's like, no, surely I just go for the kill thing. So it just takes a focus.
Yeah,
but Ray,
no,
the thing is,
I actually agree with Rich here. Because the thing is, barrel rolling dodges Merle, but Ray still shoots you. Yes, you'll have an extra green, but who cares? You're on 1 hull against Ray.
Yeah. So yeah, Plo takes a range 3, but obviously loses the bonus, so it's 3 on 3. Ray does Ray things for 3 hits. Plo dodges out of it.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think this is fine because then you close on torpedo Merle. Merle's quite likely to die here.
Oh well, he had 1 health, and he was very much dead. And then the Lat obviously has no shot. So it's now Ray against Plo and
Yeah, no. See, I like Rich's decision there because like if Plo's going to get killed by Ray, then Ray will kill Plo. Just make sure you remove Merle because then at least you have a shot.
Yeah.
Like, as in by shot, I mean at least maybe that Lart somehow kills Ray. Is what I meant.
So the Lark gets rid of one at stress. Ray banks round the cloud, takes a lock onto Plo. Right, now this is interesting. Plo's turn banked in. He's, I think, range 2 of Ray at the moment. There's a gas cloud in between them. But he doesn't have bullseye. So,
Alright, so me, I would barrel roll left with focus.
okay. So Rich does barrel roll left. And then after the barrel roll, he's like, "Do I take a focus here?" Because he, the likelihood is he's not in the Lark's not in range, so you're not getting 7th Fleet.
He didn't recharge 7th Fleet, so
I think he's still got it from a couple
no,
of turns.
he used it last turn to get Merle.
Okay,
And
right.
he doesn't have a disarm on the Lart this time.
But he was like, he considered boosting round for the, because he's still got 1 force, so he considered boosting round to get the bullseye range 1. Yes, it's through a cloud, but
No, I think you focus here. Hope to live. Like, you're through a cloud, no more Merle. Like, you've got the force and the focus. And if your plink shot does anything, then great.
so yeah, you can see him looking here. He actually spends his last force for an evade.
I don't like that.
I mean,
No, I see. I don't like that because like, maybe it's mathematically better, but I don't think it is because you're rolling like 4 dice.
4 dice. The likelihood is you're going to get 1 evade in there.
Yeah,
The likelihood is you're going to get 1 blank,
which will be an evade.
which will be an evade. That evade guarantees that any other result is an evade on
True.
on statistics. So you should get 3 evades, and I'm only rolling 3 dice at you.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
kind
true.
I can see why he's taking the evade there.
Like, I can see why, but like, to me, this isn't a winning move because if Plo is going to kill Ray, you need all the force you can get, and draining your I in my head, I think take the focus. Because you got, like, this is playing to live, maybe not so much playing to win.
Yeah, that's fair. But then to be on the counter side of that, Ray is very restricted on where she's going on the next turn. Plo could turn away, sort of circle round the lot, if that makes sense, for 2 turns and recharge the force.
Yeah, you could. I can't see the timer, but I imagine by now we're running
Yeah, I forgot
short.
No, you can say there is 13 minutes left.
Okay.
So Ray throws 3 dice and rolls 3 hits, and Plo rolls focus blank blank blank.
Okay, so the only reason he lives was like I still would have gone for the focus and just hoped for the variance.
Yeah, to be fair, the focus wouldn't have saved him there either, though.
Oh no, the focus wouldn't have saved him. Yeah.
But yeah, that was just such an unlucky roll. It's pretty much the only result, plus a load of other focuses, I suppose, that didn't save him. And that specifically, I think, is the only result that wouldn't save him, regardless of which token he took.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, Plo dies. Plo does have a range 2 obstructed back into Ray. Rolls hit crit. Ray doesn't have any force, so she takes the crit, which halves her, and it's a wounded pilot. So now, yeah, we've got a 5-hull Ray against a 3-hulled Lat.
Alright, so you could do almost anything you want and you'll likely win.
So I turn around here, and we're not in range.
I saw you dial in a 3 sloop.
So yeah. So the next turn, I've dialed in a 3 sloop away from the Lart, because basically, what I can do here, where the Lart is, there's no way it's getting range on me on the next turn. So I 3 sloop down towards my edge. There's plenty of space. Exactly. Rotate my turret. Core sailor the next turn. Jobs are good in. It gives me the chance to get that big shot out the front again. I think the lot
Too hard.
banks round. I think.
Ooh, Banks thinks
Uh,
you're coming in for the kill.
yeah,
Uh,
reinforces
ooh.
because he thinks I'm coming in. Yeah, I sleep and rotate.
I think that that reinforce likely is the end, because then that forces the arc to go straight.
It's not. I take a lock here.
Didn't even check range like a
It's 3
Chad.
obstructed. I shoot. I spend a force for Ray. He was asking about the blank, but I was like, no, I want to keep the lock because he's got 3 dice there. I've got 1 force left, and I've already rayed, so I can't ray that blank.
Yeah.
I don't. If he rolls, even if I roll that into another damage, he's rolling 3 evades.
Yeah.
I'd rather keep the lock for a real big punch. It's just going to kill you, shot. And he gets 3 evades because of focus gas cloud. Does nothing back. Right, now this is an interesting turn. If you're the Falcon, you've got the lat is directly in front of you. It's I don't know, I'd say, well, we know it's range 3, but it's about halfway through range 3, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a gas cloud smack bang in the middle. Literally smack bang. It's a smallish one, so it's smaller than a large base and stuff. What would you do here?
1 straight.
Interesting. I made a ballsy play. I dial in a 3 straight
Okay.
because I think
I think
that's
it's gonna
gonna
stop.
that's gonna take me over the gas cloud. If the lat stops, then I'm range 1 of it, unobstructed. I've already got the lock. I've got 2 force. The likelihood is I'm getting 4 hits. It's got 1 evade and 3 hull. Boom, it's dead. And then it's only after we said, yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, oh, what happens if it does it too hard? But I thought, I was hoping I'd still be back far enough, but because of 1 bank, I think I'd still clip it.
Yeah. I put 1 straight because I think you might just catch the back end of the lot if it does a 2 hard or a bank of some sort. You definitely still catch it if it's still ahead of you. I don't think, maybe you do fit in there, but I don't think you get an action. But I think that's fine.
Luckily, the lot
He does
stops.
stop. Yeah.
So
bam, bam. Thank you,
I
ma'am.
smack. I roll 4 dice. I get 2 blanks and 2 eyeballs.
Ouch. Well, you got a lock.
Yeah. So add the fin blank, spend the lock, re-roll all 5 for 4 hits, and then ray for a 5th. So
Gets an evade, but it don't matter. So literally, even if, unless Chewie had completely blanked on his 3 dice shot, it would not have mattered.
well, that's what I mean. It's okay, the extra damage from Chewie, but it didn't affect whether the lat was halved or not. So
Yeah.
in theory, doesn't affect decision making. And that put 1 more damage through than needed. So I'd argue that the result would have still been the same.
Possibly, like I said, we'll never know. I think it's irrelevant enough that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but I will apologise to Rich because it's the nice thing to do. But yeah, that was the game, and we were talking about it afterwards. And Rich said he thinks he made a mistake by going for Chewie in those early stages. He thinks he should have gone for Ray while he still had all his guns, because you'll that many dice, you will punch through Ray.
I sort of agree and I sort of don't, because I think against your list, you take whichever Falcon presents itself first.
Well, that's what he thinks that he should have gone for Ray, but he said I did a great job of basically offering up Chewie. So he wanted to take Chewie because it was there, no mods and etc. And as I said to him, it's kind of almost win-win for me, whichever Falcon you go for.
Yeah, like, because the way I look at beating your list is you just go for whichever Falcon presents itself and ignore Merle. Okay, Merle has an ability. Cool, whatever. He's an A-wing. The Falcons are going to be winning you the game.
Yeah.
And I would argue that I think he would Rick played a little too cagey with Plo right at the end. Although I understand why, because Plo got the 5K. I think is what really ruined it.
Yeah.
So I think if Plo turns to hunt down Ray at that point, it's a much tighter game.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't pretty tight already.
No. The points don't really do it justice, but that's what happens when you have a 97-point ship.
Yeah,
It holds the points. So
like I said, I don't think killing Chewie in that turn was the wrong thing. I think you take because you take whichever Falcon is offered. Doesn't matter which one because both are dangerous. Yes, it feels bad that Chewbacca's only 68 points and Rey's 97, and everyone knows that Rey's going to hit like a truck. But like, they're both in the end, they're both Falcons. They both die quite quickly, and they both hit very hard.
yeah.
And Rich's list is quite capable of outflying Rey because of the two I5s.
Yeah,
Admittedly,
definitely.
only had one at the time of Chewbacca dying. Because I think Rick and Chewbacca died in the same round.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, I need to fly more large bases. Or
Hey, well, you're flying this list in balance, right?
I say what I need to do, in fact, is actually just put some on the table and get the templates out and do the old, where do I think this will go, and actually have a look. But that's another game taken care of. And yeah, fun list. I'll be flying it next week, obviously.
Yeah. My balance game didn't go nearly as well as this. It was a complete and utter disaster. I lost 200 to 19.
Oof. Well, let's hope your next one goes better, because we'll probably review that.
Mike's considering the bar is gain more than 19 points. I hope it'll go better.
Right, guys, we will wrap it up there because this has turned into another long one. Pretty much standard announcements we do each week. We'll be streaming on Tuesday. We will hopefully get some Balance of the Force games on there. So check that out. We'll be back next week with more Out of the Mines for you. And I think that's really it, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Check out the YouTube, check out Twitch. If you're interested, just search for Tin Squadron.
I think as of as of recording it'll be too late, but I feel like I should mention it. There's a supposedly an X-Wing Secret Santa happening in the Tin Discord. Sign up if you're interested.
Yeah, by the time this goes out, I think the deadline's passed.
Yeah, but now I've said it, and Nikki can be appeased that we said it on the podcast.
Fair enough. We probably
and technically, I said it before the deadline. It just doesn't matter that it's gone up after the deadline.
Okay, my apologies for playing an in-life tournament tomorrow, so I can't upload it tomorrow.
All this has to do is salve my own conscience.
No. What you need to do to salve your conscience, Sam, is buy a ticket and come to the tournament tomorrow.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, but people have dropped their spaces.
Yeah, I saw.
Ugh. Right, on that note, guys, we will say adieu. Join us next week as we continue to drag ourselves out of the mines.
I mean, I feel like I'm digging deeper at this point, Sean. It's not going well. Kyber Cup results aside, my results recently have not been great.
All right. Well, one of us is coming out of the mines. One of us is not.
Yeah, well, I feel like I'm doing it voluntarily because I know what I need to do to win. It's just play Droid Swarms. Every time I play anything else, it's a disaster.
All right. Well, play some Droid Swarms then. Droid Swarms are fun.
Yeah, I know, but I like playing other things. Infiltrators are fun. Nantex are fun.
Okay. On Sam's list of fun, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, everyone loves Ensnare.
So, ta-ta from me.
And ta-ta from me.
I don't know what fantasy world you're living in, but everyone does not love Ensnare.
Everyone loves Ensnare. It's the greatest thing.